how to quit the 9 to 5 and sell on Amazon full time. So let me just give you a quick breakthrough. So we're on track for 1 million this year. I sell hundreds of thousands in the USA and the UK. I've been doing it for 3.5 years now, and don't sell any courses. I'm just telling you about the reality of selling on Amazon. Okay, so let's dive in 2023. So how to quit your job, your 9 to 5, and do this full time. So I've never had a 9 to 5, but I used to have a job. I used to actually have my own gardening business as well, which I was doing before Amazon to save up the money for this. That was 3.5 years ago. Guys, it took me about 1.5 years until I was earning a decent full-time whack from this business. So the first thing, I'm not saying it will take you that long, but you don't want to expect it to happen overnight. That's the reality, okay? And the second reality is that Amazon's a complex business model in a sense, okay? It's basic, but it's complex because you need to figure it out. And let me explain what I mean. A lot of people think that they can just buy a deal sheet and then just sell some deals. A deal sheet, by the way, is a service provider that's got virtual assistants that are sourcing from stores, products that are selling for more on Amazon, and then you get that markup if you buy that product, send it into Amazon, sell it, you should get the profit in between. It used to be as easy as doing that, where you just get a deal sheet and then sell products from that. It's not as easy as that anymore, guys. It's not as easy as that. You need to be a bit more special in the way that you're doing stuff. It's more of a complex business model now. So let me explain. There's a few different groups of sellers that do different models. There's different models on Amazon. I've just done one, so go scroll back or look forward on the 5 business models on Amazon. Now there's more than 5, but it's the 5 that I did down. You need to pick a business model, and that business model might not be the one that you stick with forever, but you need to pick a business model. There's different ways people do stuff on Amazon. So let me give you some examples. So there's some friends that I know that do millions of pounds doing online arbitrage, and the fact that they do millions is not necessarily massive profit. It might be 8% profit margin or 10% net profit, and they might just scale it up. Scale it up and do volumes that other sellers can't do because they simply haven't got the capital or the experience of building out that team. Because it's not as easy as just, as I say, buying a deal sheet and selling it, because you might only make 8%, 10% margin, or not even anything if it gets price tanked really badly, where loads of sellers go onto that listing, which can happen. So, but if you master it, then obviously you can get the beautiful scale. You can get that scale, and then you can start to outperform others and scale the business and get some really good leverage. Or you might want to do something where you're creating your own bundled opportunity or your own private label type products without importing from China, where it's less competition. People can't jump on your listing, and you have to find the right keywords to rank in organically and actually get the sales going that way, which is going to be less sales. It's going to be harder to get the sales. It's going to be slower growth essentially, but obviously the potential is there for not having that competition. Or you might want to look into wholesale or something like that. And I'm not going to go into all the models, guys, but wholesale, once again, you might want to do a small margin, high volume game. Or you might want to build your experience and actually do the private label where you're building a brand, which is very, very possible. It's just higher risk, where you can actually import products, build your own brand, and actually, really, really rank your products and actually get a brand that's actually worth something you could actually exit from one day. Now that can be expensive with advertising, but obviously it can all pay off. There's many different ways that you can sell on Amazon, okay? Many different ways. But in order to quit the 9 to 5, here's the reality, unfortunately. Now, I don't want to put a gloomer on it, because if you want to do this, you can do this, but it takes a certain type of mindset. You have to stick with this. You can't just do it for a month or 2 months and then say it's hard and then give up, because I can guarantee you it's going to be hard to start with, like any business that you start. When you stick with this, as I say, you have to be in it long enough to start in a model, get surrounded by the right people that can tell you about the model, and then actually try to scale it up. And the hard thing about that, the tricky thing about that, I wouldn't say it's hard, the tricky thing about that is that you need to make sure that you're in the model that meets your skill sets, your mindset, whether you're creative or whether you're creative or you think in different ways, or more technically minded. You need to decide what model's right for you, and then you need to start being surrounded by the right people, getting taught by the right people to actually tell you different ways of doing models that are actually the best, rather than just doing what the crowd does. Once you're in the game for long enough, you start to realize the ways people are doing it to actually really win, how the winners are doing it. You need to figure out who the winners are. You need to surround yourself with them. You might have to pay for some of their courses. I don't sell any. You might have to pay for them. The right people, or like communities, don't really recommend courses, but like the right communities of people that are recommended by a lot of people, and then figure out how the winners are making it work, because there's like secret little tactics, not secret, but little ways that you only find out if you're in it for long. Hey guys, me again. Just a quick interruption just to tell you that Sellerboard is sponsoring this video, and there's a 2-month free trial to Sellerboard, which I've been using for years now, which is a Amazon seller and Shopify seller, etc. profit dashboard, which gives you your monthly profits, etc. I've been using it for a long time. As I say, also gives you the ability to get your refunds, your reimbursements that are owed to you from Amazon back, and we get hundreds of pounds a week back by using Sellerboard and sending them reports off. So as I say, get the 2-month free trial and check it out, because it is an awesome bit of kit. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Enough that you can make this business work, and then you start to scale it up, and then you've got the second lesson of scaling it up, and then you've got to learn the lessons of building a team and building it out and all that kind of stuff. And then also what they don't talk about is the fact that, you know, you have got to keep reinvesting a lot of that money. Say if you make £5,000 according to your Sellerboard dashboard, for example, which is a profit calculator dashboard that I use, actually one of my sponsors, the profit that you make from Amazon, you can't just take all that in your back pocket, you know, because you might want to take 2,000 of that, or 2.5, and then leave the rest in there to reinvest, because it's a stock-based business, guys. You need to keep reinvesting, because you're always going to have a certain amount of stock purchased waiting in Amazon, not sold, some refunds that you get, some stuff that's in stranded inventory. You have to leave a certain amount of profit in the business. So in all honesty, it takes a while to do it full time. I don't expect it to be overnight. You're going to have to stick with it, you know. I'd say minimum it's going to take a year, more likely a year and a half, 2 years, you know, and that's the truth if you're going at it. But it obviously that depends on many different factors, but investment, knowledge, guidance, etc. But yeah, it can take a time. That's for the average person. I'm not talking about someone that goes all in and has like a best friend that's been selling for years and has £20,000 investment. Okay. Yeah, that's the reality of doing it full time. But it is possible, but you have to stick with it and figure out how to make it work. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.